Most people think fasting is just about skipping food. They picture hunger pangs, headaches, and misery. But what if I told you that the moment you stop eating, your body doesn't panic? It wakes up. Within hours of your last meal, your organs begin executing one of the most sophisticated biological programs in all of human evolution. Fat starts burning in ways it normally never gets to. Cells begin repairing damage that has been quietly piling up for years. Hormones reset. Your brain shifts into a sharper, cleaner mode of operation. This isn't a diet. This is your body revealing what it was always capable of. You just never gave it the silence to show you. Today, we're going to walk through a full 24 hours without food, hour by hour, organ by organ, and by the end, you won't look at a missed meal the same way again. The first few hours, your body still thinks food is coming. Let's start at hour 1. You've just finished your last meal. Your digestive system kicks into full gear. Stomach acid churning, enzymes breaking down proteins, the small intestine absorbing nutrients. Everything is working as expected. But around the 2 to 3 hour mark, something subtle begins to shift. Your blood sugar, which spiked after eating, starts to come down. Your pancreas, sensing this drop, begins pulling back on insulin, the hormone that tells your cells to absorb glucose from the bloodstream. This is completely normal, something your body does dozens of times per day. Around hour 4, your stomach empties completely. And here's where things get psychologically interesting. Hunger strikes before your body actually needs food. A hormone called ghrelin, often called the hunger hormone, spikes in waves, typically aligned with your usual meal times. Your body is not starving. Your energy levels are still perfectly stable. But your brain has been trained by years of routine eating, and it's sending the alarm. That growl in your stomach at 1 p.m. sharp, that's habit, not emergency. This distinction matters, because if you misread habit as crisis, you'll eat. But if you recognize it for what it is, a conditioned signal, you can let it pass, and it will pass. Ghrelin levels naturally fall after about 20 minutes, whether or not you eat. So the first lesson of fasting is this: your body is far more resilient than your mind initially believes.
Hour 6 to 8, the fuel switch begins. By the 6th hour, blood glucose levels have declined enough that the body needs to find another source of fuel. The pancreas has dramatically reduced insulin output, and now your liver steps into the spotlight. Your liver stores glucose in a compact form called glycogen. Think of it as a built-in battery pack. Under normal eating conditions, this battery is constantly topped off and rarely fully used. But now, with no incoming food, the liver begins releasing glycogen, breaking it back down into glucose and sending it into the bloodstream to keep your organs and brain running. This process, called glycogenolysis, is seamless and efficient. Most people have no idea it's even happening. You might feel a mild dip in energy or a slight mood change as your body makes this transition, but your brain is still receiving steady fuel. What's remarkable is how quietly your body handles this. There's no alarm, no system failure, just a smooth, automatic pivot from external fuel to internal reserves. This is also when your body starts making a critical hormonal calculation. Growth hormone, the compound responsible for tissue repair, fat mobilization, and muscle preservation, begins to rise. Not because you exercised, not because you slept, simply because you stopped eating. Hour 10, the liver becomes your best friend. By the 10th hour, your glycogen reserves are meaningfully depleted, and this is when your liver makes its most impressive move. It begins producing ketone bodies. Ketones are small molecules made from fatty acids. Essentially, your liver is taking fat from your body and converting it into a fuel that your brain can actually use. Because here's a fact most people don't realize: your brain cannot directly burn fat. It needs either glucose or ketones. And when glucose runs low, ketones are the elegant backup. This shift from burning sugar to burning fat for brain fuel is called metabolic switching, and it is the foundation of why intermittent fasting and extended fasting periods have attracted such intense scientific interest over the past 2 decades. Once ketones begin circulating, something interesting happens with mental clarity. Many people report a distinct sharpening of focus around this phase of fasting. Thoughts feel cleaner, distractions feel quieter. There's an alertness that almost doesn't feel earned. Evolutionarily, this makes complete sense. A hungry ancestor who became sluggish and unfocused would not survive long. So the human body evolved to respond to food scarcity with heightened cognitive function, not impaired function. Your brain gets sharper precisely when food disappears, because that's when you need to be sharp enough to find more.
Here's what nobody tells you about fasting. The most dramatic changes aren't happening in your stomach. They're happening inside your cells. And what's unfolding at this point in the fast is something that researchers are calling one of the most powerful natural anti-aging mechanisms ever discovered. Stay with me, because what happens next is genuinely extraordinary. Hour 12 to 14, insulin drops, fat floods out. By the 12th hour, insulin levels have fallen to their lowest point of the fast so far, and this hormonal low is the key that unlocks serious fat metabolism. Under normal conditions, insulin functions like a lock on your fat cells. When insulin is elevated, which it is for most of the day in people who eat frequently, fat cannot easily exit those cells. It stays stored. But when insulin falls, that lock opens. Fat cells begin releasing stored triglycerides into the bloodstream as free fatty acids. These fatty acids travel to your muscles, your heart, and other organs that can burn them directly for energy. The ones your muscles can't use get picked up by the liver and converted into more ketones for your brain. This is the true fat-burning phase of the fast, not the mild caloric deficit of eating less, but an actual biochemical state where fat reserves are being actively metabolized to keep you running. Researchers have also noted something else happening at this point. Your body is becoming more sensitive to insulin, not less. This seems paradoxical, but it's logical. After a period of low insulin, your cells respond more strongly when insulin eventually does return. This improved insulin sensitivity is one of the primary reasons fasting has been studied extensively in the context of metabolic health and type 2 diabetes risk reduction.
Hour 15 to 20 hours, your gut quietly heals. While all of this is happening in your bloodstream and fat tissue, your digestive tract is doing something different, resting. Your stomach lining, your small intestine, your large intestine, they are all taking a break from the constant mechanical and chemical work of processing food. And this break is not wasted. The gut lining is one of the most rapidly renewing tissues in the human body. It is constantly replacing cells, repairing micro-damage from digestive acids and enzymes, and maintaining the tight junctions between cells that prevent harmful substances from leaking into the bloodstream. In modern life, where many people eat from early morning to late at night with minimal breaks, this repair process rarely gets the time it needs. During a fast, the gut is given that time. Studies examining fasting and gastrointestinal health have found reductions in gut inflammation and improvements in the integrity of the intestinal lining during controlled fasting periods. People dealing with chronic digestive symptoms often notice improvement during fasting windows, not because fasting is a cure, but because it allows the system to catch up on repair work it was perpetually behind on. Meanwhile, your gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria, fungi, and other microorganisms living in your intestines, is also shifting. Different microbial populations become more or less active during fasting. Some research suggests that periodic fasting may increase microbial diversity, which is broadly associated with stronger immunity, better nutrient absorption, and reduced systemic inflammation. Your gut, even in silence, is working. Hour 18 to 20, the fat furnace is fully on. By the 18th to 20th hour, fat oxidation is running at full capacity. Your muscles are primarily burning free fatty acids. Your brain is running comfortably on a blend of glucose, supplied by the liver through a process called gluconeogenesis, where it creates new glucose from non-carbohydrate sources like glycerol and ketones. Interestingly, the glycerol released when fat cells break down triglycerides can be used by the liver to manufacture this new glucose, so your body is simultaneously burning fat and using its byproducts to fuel the cells that cannot burn fat. It is a closed-loop system of extraordinary efficiency. Your heart, which can burn fat directly, is actually operating particularly cleanly during this phase. Blood pressure may drop slightly. Inflammatory markers in blood vessels tend to reduce. Heart rate variability, a measure of how adaptable your cardiovascular system is to moment-to-moment demands, improves in fasting states. Your heart is essentially running on a leaner, cleaner fuel mixture. For someone with a healthy baseline, this is a deeply restorative phase for cardiovascular tissue.
Hour 22, autophagy takes center stage. And now we reach the process that has arguably generated more scientific excitement about fasting than anything else: autophagy. The word comes from Greek, auto meaning self, and phagein meaning to eat, literally self-eating. But don't let that sound alarming. Autophagy is one of the most protective, life-extending processes your cells are capable of. Here's what's happening. Inside every cell in your body, there is a constant accumulation of waste, damaged proteins,
malfunctioning mitochondria, misfolded molecular structures. Under normal feeding conditions, cells are too busy processing incoming nutrients to dedicate significant resources to cleanup. Autophagy runs at a low maintenance level, but never gets the chance to do a deep clean. Fasting changes that. When nutrients are scarce and insulin is low, a cellular energy sensor called AMPK activates and inhibits a different pathway called mTOR, which is essentially the cell's growth and build signal. When mTOR is suppressed, autophagy accelerates dramatically. Cells begin identifying damaged components, tagging them, enclosing them in membrane sacs, and digesting them, recycling the raw molecular materials for new functional use. The 2016 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine was awarded to Yoshinori Osumi specifically for his work on autophagy mechanisms. This is not fringe science. This is peer-reviewed, Nobel-recognized cellular biology. Animal studies have linked enhanced autophagy to extended lifespan, reduced risk of neurodegenerative diseases, improved immune function, and decreased rates of certain cellular abnormalities. Human research is still catching up, but the mechanisms are consistent, and the scientific interest is serious. By approximately the 22-hour mark, your cells are conducting a cellular renovation that they almost never get to complete in a body that eats around the clock.
Hour 24. The full reset. At the 24-hour mark, something that began as simply not eating has become a comprehensive biological event. Human growth hormone levels have risen significantly. Some studies report increases of 4 to 5 times baseline levels after a full day of fasting. This hormone is protecting your lean muscle mass, accelerating fat mobilization, and driving cellular repair across multiple tissue types. Your mitochondria, the energy-producing organelles inside your cells, have become more efficient. The process of cellular respiration during fat and ketone metabolism generates less oxidative waste than glucose metabolism at high intensity. Your cells are, in a measurable sense, running cleaner. Your gut has had its longest continuous repair window, potentially in months or years. Your microbiome has shifted toward patterns associated with better metabolic and immune health. Your insulin sensitivity has improved. Your cardiovascular system has had a period of reduced inflammatory load. And perhaps most profoundly, autophagy has done meaningful cellular housekeeping that may take days of consistent eating to interrupt.
Here is what I want you to walk away with. A 24-hour fast is not deprivation. Deprivation implies that something is being taken from you. What science actually shows is the opposite, that the body, when freed from the constant work of digestion and metabolic processing, turns inward and does work it has been waiting to do. It burns fat it stored years ago. It clears cellular debris that has been accumulating quietly. It sharpens the brain with ketones that most people's neurons have never even encountered. It resets hormonal signals that modern eating patterns chronically disrupt. This doesn't mean everyone should fast. People managing diabetes, eating disorder recovery, pregnancy, or certain cardiovascular or renal conditions should always consult a physician before making significant dietary changes. Fasting is a tool, a powerful one, but tools require the right context to be useful rather than harmful. For healthy adults, the evidence is consistent. An occasional 24-hour fast activates biological processes that no pill, supplement, or superfood currently replicates in the same integrated way. It is, in a very real sense, your body remembering how to be extraordinary. The question isn't whether your body can handle going without food for a day. It was designed for exactly that. The question is whether you'll give it the chance. If you found this valuable, subscribe to BioShifted. We break down the science of your biology every week in ways that actually make sense. And if you want to go deeper, watch our video on what intermittent fasting does to your metabolism at the cellular level. The connection to what we covered today will change how you think about every meal you eat.